aunties and uncles have been my heroes, especially a lot of the women in the family who have been really strong advocates for Aboriginal affairs and just advocates for people in general. And they've been very strong. They have been a strong influence for me and a lot of my cousins, and we still recognise them very much, put them much on a pedestal. So even though some of them have gone, it's still like they're here. If I can leave something that others might be able to say, well, that was good too, well, then I think that's a part of my journey. We opened up our doors in 1999 and we secured a small amount of funding. I think it was about $199,000 to deliver a foster care program, not to manage children, but at that stage to find some Aboriginal people who could be trained as foster carers and for them to look after the children. And that carried on for a little period of time, for about 3 years, when we grew enormously to about 6 people and 1 extra office. I'm thinking we've made it now, we've actually made it. And everybody to recognise, yes, there are social issues for Aboriginal Australia, right across this nation.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of successes and there are a lot of opportunities for us to be more successful.
If I'd have graduated when I started my degree,
Yes.
I would have been one of 7 Aboriginal speech pathologists. Wow. I know.
Paul is great at making people believe in themselves. Paul is great at making others in significant roles believe in other people. You know, sometimes when I go in and have a meeting with him, or I leave his office from having a one-on-one chat, I walk out of there, I feel so inspired. I feel like I can tackle the world. He's just a great man to work for.
The sort of things that we do, we actually couldn't do without the assistance of people like Paul, Ralph and KARI. And you can do things so much better when you have a collaborative approach and you have people who bring skill sets to a particular project that you don't have within your own organisation. And I'd never be so presumptuous or arrogant to suggest that we knew everything about how to run all of these programs, and we can always do with support from other people and expertise from other people, and that's what KARI brings to us. I mean, they bring support, they bring skill sets, they bring contacts, they bring influence that we just don't have. So they enhance our organisation unbelievably, and for that reason we're really proud to be partners of theirs. People who are passionate really stand out, and Paul, anyone that knows Paul knows that he's really passionate about what he does with KARI, and that's apparent to everybody who he deals with, and it's people like that that really make a difference in what they do. And so, if I had to use a single word to define what Paul was about, it's his passion, and because he believes so much in what he's doing, you believe in it as well, and so that's what attracts me to Paul. He's a wonderful bloke. There's not that many people that make a real difference in what they do, but Paul makes a massive difference.
That, we've got to come to board meetings and say, can you give us a little bit of more information about this? And it hasn't always been the nicest conversations, but the thing I love about Paul is that he is always obliging, even though
he may not want to be. But
he's very respectful. He is very committed, and we work very well together because I do think we have very similar values and we want the same thing.
So I'm a very proud Indigenous man. Obviously when I was at the Rabbitohs, Paul's our Close the Gap sponsor at the Rabbitohs. I got talking to Paul and he invited me to come out and see what KARI was all about. I took that opportunity, went out, met Paul, seen exactly what they were doing, the real changes that they were making in the community. And when he asked me to come on as being an ambassador, I was blessed and honoured to do that and to put my name alongside such a great organisation.
The vision that I saw was that they want people to really excel and do well, and they want that for their young kids. So, I'm just putting time and effort into doing that, and as you said, it is very rewarding.
I want to create a one-stop shop here, and I think the one-stop model really works because if your child is in out-of-home care, there's other entry points. You can come here and be still valued and respected, and that word respect is centrepiece for any Indigenous community. It's a wonderful word. It's a word we've had for thousands of years that we still use very clearly.
Yes.
And that's a word that we want to start the relationships with, respect,
Beautiful.
mutual respect.
And so, Paul, looking forward now then, you've 93 people working here now. You've managed to go from you and Cheryl, your wife, to 93 people. What's the future look like for KARI?
We really do want to go national. Now, that's a big challenge.
It is a big challenge, a big dream.
It is a big dream. And we're crossing a diverse community of Aboriginal people, so there's lots of discussions to have there. But what we do is we would like to leave great outcomes.